Good evening.
Hello.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us. My name's Barry.
And I'm Jay.
And together we are Mitosu Crafts.
Yes, welcome to our channel. We're independent Stampin Up demonstrators based in the UK. So if you live in the UK, France, Germany, Austria, or the Netherlands, you'll be able to purchase current Stampin Up products from our online shop. Do use the current host code which can be found on our website at mitosocrafts.com to receive a handmade card from us the following month, or any extra gifts if your order qualifies in the form of tutorial bundles designed by the Stamping Glam Squad and the Global Creative Project. So for the month of April 2022, the themes for the tutorial bundles are boys, 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 so cards for guys, and New Horizons suite as well. Previous tutorial bundles are available from our website at mitosocrafts.com, so if you'd love to see more inspiration using Stampin' Up products, do check that out. And all of these tutorials are available to our teamies as well. So if you join our team, you'll get the tutorial bundles for free every month if you're still on our team. So yes, we give away the projects that we create. So don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel to be able to pop in a comment during the live stream to be put into the random draw. And come back again and watch the replay to pop in another comment to be put into another random draw on the next live stream. So before we do the giveaway, I think it's this card.
It is, yes.
For this card that I created a week ago.
Yes, apologies. We obviously we should have been giving it away on Wednesday evening, but we things were just super busy. And it was we just needed a break.
It caught up with us.
It caught up with us, so we just hadn't. Yeah, we just come off of a meeting call at 6:30, pretty much, wasn't it? So just literally didn't have enough time to prepare anything. So sorry but everything's fine. Nothing was wrong. It's just that we just needed a night just to reset, really. But here we are. But all going well. I'm going to have 3 cards to do tonight, so I'm probably going to give away 2.
Oh,
I'm going to say it. So if I do do the 3, then they are quite straightforward. So we will be hopefully be giving away 2 at the end tonight.
Okay.
So yes.
Ooh.
So that's that one there. But first we are going to say hi to everyone, and then we're going to give away this one here. So if you haven't put a comment in for this one, the link is at the top of the chat, on the live chat, so you can go over there quickly and pop a comment in whilst Jay says hi to everyone.
Yes, so we have Sandra, we have Kathy Crafty Sessions. I believe it was your birthday last week. Happy birthday, belated happy birthday. I forgot to mention that last time we were on. Amanda, Angela, or Angie, hello. Betty H. Our Madam Favor Counting Request Counting Commissioner now. Hey?
Hopefully.
Linda, are you ready for it? Nani Shasha, Justle Dazzle Craft with Janice. Checked her channel out as well from Stamp Around UK Video Hop. So hello Janice. We also have Maureen, Wendy. Yes, Wendy. Come on, Barry.
Mum's still blaming you on the comment above, so
I ignore that. Kisha, hello. To Anne, hi Connie, hope you're okay. Claire, we have Seal, Heather, Caroline, silent mode. Oh, silent mode. As I'm at the Gulls Creative Retreat. Ooh, interesting. We have Shauna and Tilly Crafts. Hello, Tilly.
lovely. So good. Thank you all so much for joining us. Okay, Betty's just confirmed.
Yay.
Lovely. So we're going to give away this one here. So if you popped a comment in, then you could be in a chance of winning this lovely card here. So we will go over to that one right now, and then we'll crack on with tonight's demonstration.
Cool. Ooh, I'll just update it. Don't forget to update. Amazing. So good luck, everyone. And the winner is Carol.
Sorry.
So sorry.
We don't know how to pronounce your surname, but hopefully obviously you know it there. So congratulations there, Carol. If you could please email us Barry and Jay at MitosuCrafts.com. Please pop your full mailing address, including the country. We'll send worldwide, so it doesn't matter where you live, we will send it to you. And please pop today's date, the 10th of April 2022, in the subject line, so it's easy for me to find it and highlight your email, ready for postage. But yes, details are on the screen for you right now. Barry and Jay at MitosuCrafts.com. Please email us if you would like to win this card right here. Receive this card. You've already won it. So good. Jay popped the catalogue down in front of me. I'm not sure why. Was there any reason why the catalogue's
Just
right
to
here?
show that we've got the catalogue.
We have got the catalogue. It's already dirty. It's just where it's got a plastic cover on it. The first thing we did, put it in a plastic cover so it doesn't get
You can't show the inside.
But no, I nearly opened it then, and we're not allowed to. As per Stampin' Up rules, we can show you the outside, and we can show you the products which we've received, which we haven't received anything yet apart from, well, one we are waiting for our new order to come through. But we have received the Bottled Happiness, which was our freebie stamp set from a recent Stampin' Up event. So we got that free of charge. But yes, if you would like a copy of the catalogue and you live in the UK, then please do contact us, and we will happily pop one in the post to you as well. But yes, it's full of lots and lots of goodiness. And well, the papers I'm going to be using tonight aren't available, but obviously the Waves is going to be available in the catalogue. And the New Horizons stamp set, not New Horizons, the
On the Horizon?
I don't actually know what I'm trying to say on that last one, so ignore me. I'm not going to stop before I give you wrong information because I'm not sure. I was thinking of Grassy Grove because I know that we've used the New Horizons paper with the Grassy Grove, and I know that Grassy Grove is in here as well.
Yes.
So that's where I was getting confused.
I see.
So lovely. So yes, so I've got a few things, but the main thing which I'm going to be working with tonight is this lovely New Horizons Designer Series paper. So if you haven't seen this papers, they are pretty. Okay, so they are double-sided. I really like this one here. It almost reminds me of like a space kind of picture. But you've got lots and lots of these kind of like watercolour designs. So you have lots and lots in here, and they almost look like watercolour scenes, and you can create stuff out of them. I just love this one here. You've got all sorts on there, and you can create and do lots and lots with these. So it's almost like you've got a nice horizon, you've got some nice water, it depends on what way around you want to look at it. So I kind of like see it this way here as a whiter sky. So yeah, it's some lovely, lovely papers. I think this is probably one of my favourite ones. I think it probably is a lot of other people because it definitely is. You can see mountains in there. So it is a New Horizons Designer Series paper, and I think you can see quite clearly why it's called that. It's really, really pretty. So that's the one side, and then you've got the other side, which is. Should I use that one tonight? Oh, no, I don't see. I won't use it because I like that side too much, so I wouldn't use that side there and waste that side because I know I would want to use that side. Does anyone else like that? I won't actually use a bit of paper because that would probably work really well with tonight. But I don't want to waste this one right here. Is that just me, or is anyone else like that? And then you've got these other patterns, which are they're not scenery style ones. They're more of a wash of watercolor. Apart from this one here is a really nice kind of like scene. You've got your flowers at the front here, and all of these nice like grassy hills, a lake, and then you've got your landscape in the background, and your nice sunset. That's a card just on its own. Stick a sentiment on that, and you're done. It's really, really pretty. And then these ones right here. So lovely set of papers. So that's what I'm going to be using tonight. These are retiring, so if you do like them and you are watching this before obviously the retirement list ends, which is when, Jay? When's the retirement list finishing? That will be
30.
Of this month, isn't it?
30th.
Yes. So end of April, the retirement list will be finishing, and obviously it's while stocks last as well. So if you would like to get your hands on any of this and you haven't done, You will need to place your orders quickly. Product number is 157768 if you would like to do that. Links to our online shop can be found down below in the description as well. I'm going to also be using some stamp sets. These are the stamp sets which I'm going to be using. So I'm going to be using Mountain Air, but I'm only using Mountain Air for the birds. But this set does, when I got pulled this set out, this set does work well. You can use the mountains and everything here, but I haven't done that yet for tonight's demonstration, but I think I will be playing with Mountain Air with the New Horizons paper in the future. I would also be using potentially the bird from the Waves of Inspiration, so I really like this bird as well, but I'm going to be using the Happy Birthday sentiment, because I really like this sentiment on this one.
What sound do they make?
Sorry?
What sound do they make?
I'm not going to make the sound of a seagull again. And I'm going to be using a Happy Hello here from the Sunny Sentiments. Now, unfortunately, this stamp set is retiring. So again, same as the paper, while stocks last. If you like this and you like the sentiments on this, grab it quickly before it goes for good. All right, but these ones here, these two are carrying over into the new catalogue because we haven't marked it. Okay, so let's crack on, shall we?
Judy's on.
Judy, hi Judy. Long time no see. Thank you so much for joining us.
And Sandra Williams is in the Isle of Wight.
Oh, Isle of Wight, Sandra, lovely. We like the Isle of Wight, don't we, Mum? Don't we, Jay?
I haven't been for ages.
But we like it. So, one card is going to be using this paper right here. The second card, actually, I'd do, what one shall I do first, Jay? I'm going to tell Jay, Jay's going to tell me what order I should do these in.
Yeah, that one.
That one first?
Yeah.
Yeah? And then what one last?
This, that one?
Yeah? Okay, alright. Sorry.
You showed it.
Oh, I showed it. Oh, I haven't got the trimmer.
Ah!
Most important thing, I haven't got the trimmer.
Betty, are you ready?
One. Alright, so we're going to be using, this is the paper I'm going to use for this particular one for tonight. Again, because I've got this lovely greenery at the bottom down here, and I want this to obviously be some trees. And then I've got this nice sunset right here. I am also going to be pairing this with some cinnamon cider cardstock as well, also retiring. So I'm going to cut this down to our normal standard card base, which is 14.6 or 5 3/4 by 21, and then I'm going to score it in half at 10.5 or 4 1/8 of an inch. Okay, so that there is my card base done. Let's just fold and burnish that. So, paper I'm going to be using. So I'm going to use this one right here. So I'm going to cut this down to my matte and layer. So I'm going to cut this down to... Now, do I go for that? Do I go? Yeah, I'll go all the way around. I'm going to take this to 10. So I'm going to go 5 millimeters shorter. All the way around. So I'm going to cut off. And this one here is going to be used for the second card. So I'm just going to pop that to one side. And then I'm going to then take this to 14.1. So it's 5 millimeters gap all the way around it. Alright. And I'm taking it off the top, because I've got lots of sky to play with. This I'm not going to be using, and that then is going to create a nice matte and layer like so. What I'm going to do is I am going to, first of all, I'm going to use an embossing folder. So there is a few items which is retiring this evening. Again, unfortunately, Evergreen Forest 3D embossing folder. This is also retiring as well. I know, it's a shame. We do really like this one. But I'm going to be using this, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this to kind of emboss into some of these trees at the bottom down here. So I'm going to place this through the machine, and I'm only partially popping it in so that the trees are in the bottom down here. So I can kind of bring it up a little bit like so. A little bit of them is going to go up into the top part, but that's fine. So I'm kind of filling up, majority of all of this green at the bottom is going to be embossed with this lovely tree folder. So let's just fill this in a little bit more. It doesn't matter that it's coming at the top, because I'm going to do a technique. Now, ooh, I'm going to decisions here, Jay. I said, now this is where I'm going to go up. I'm going to ask Jay his opinion on what he reckons, and maybe we'll put this out for a poll. Shall I do the looking at my example? Shall I show blending or shall I show a letterpress technique?
Ooh.
Shall I try a letterpress technique, being that I've done a blending on that one there?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Just as a, let's go off piece a little bit here. I'm going to try. I don't know what this is going to turn out like because I haven't done this yet. I did a blending. So what I did on my original one is I embossed this, and then I've gone over my blending brushes here to try and highlight this. What I will do is I think I will try a letterpress technique where will go through. I just need to work out. So if I do it on that side here, which is going to be, yeah, let's try this. Let's see what happens. Okay, so letterpress technique is you will order. What side do I do it on, Jay? I've just got to try and think about how this does. So that one there is going to go on the deboss. This is going to be on the emboss, isn't it? Just need to work out exactly. So letterpress technique is what I'm going to do is you pop your ink onto this and then you push the ink in when you run it through. So I'm just trying to make sure I get this correct for you, because one is obviously going to push the ink into the indents and one is going to push them into the embossed part. So if I do it that way here.
So what do you want to
So
ink
that's,
up?
I'm just going to, I want the
actual trees.
So it's this side here, isn't it? I actually want to ink up, isn't it? So it will be that way there.
Yes.
Yes.
So it'll be debossed that you're
So
using.
it's the,
Not the embossed. Yeah.
no. Just bear with us one moment. I'll tell you what, I'm going to try. I'm going to do it on this side here, and I'm going to run it through on a bit of scrap paper, and we will see what it looks like. So,
Yeah. Okay.
which means because I've now gone off piece of what I actually wanted to do,
Because that will do the background.
it will do. Yes. Can I have some paper, please, James? And can I have some tissue paper? Sorry, it's because I've gone off piece. I wasn't planning to actually. I hadn't actually thought this one through in my head. So bear with me one moment whilst I just clean up. And so I have put it on the wrong side. Oh, chamois is here. It is.
So I say if you just want the
Yeah. As soon as I put it on that, I realised
Yeah.
that I put it on the wrong side. I should have gone with my gut. I knew that
need
was wrong.
the
Yeah. So normally what you would do is I would put it through so the front is going to be this way embossed, but I'm going to be popping it in that way because I want the trees to be embossed and raised up. So what I will do is I'm going to be grabbing my daubers. I'll grab a green.
Just check if it's
What's that?
just to check if the green is if there's no other colors on
No, we're fine, we're good. So I'm going to use the dauber here, and I'm just going to now use this to transfer some of this ink onto these trees. I'm just going to see what it's like. So I'm just going straight in with the ink pad here. So this is on the back side of the folder, and I'm going to be using the dauber just to fill in some of these parts and just diffuse some of these other little bits. Now I'm not going to be using all of this. we know that my original one I've used the ink blending technique. Alright, so letterpress technique is you transfer the ink over onto your embossing folder, and then what you want to do is you then want to then position this, and I'll pop it in that side here. I'm going to roughly have a little look at where I want it to be, and then I will then bring this down and push. Okay, now you're going to need to keep that still. Make sure that doesn't move, so have a firm hand on that. And then we'll run this through the machine. So I've got my embossing folder, I'm still holding onto this firmly. And we'll see what this comes out like. Maybe a disaster, and we may end up going back to the original one. And there we have it. So what we've done there is that we've got the emboss this side here, and we've got the deboss this side here, and it's just pushed the ink into the actual inside of the detail, therefore giving you this kind of like this letterpress technique here. Okay, so that's the way of doing that one there, and I'll show you the original one, because on the original one I did it on this side, and I used a blending brush to go over this to then highlight the details, but this here has just pushed it in to the paper. So did that make sense? It was long-winded.
Yeah.
You right?
Yes, it makes sense. I would have probably used a darker
Yeah.
ink. Did you want a darker ink?
We can try a darker ink, because I can try it on this one over here. If you want to give it a try, I can. I won't say no to another ink, because I would do the same technique, but I'll do it on this one over here when I come to do that one. So that there is your letterpress technique. Okay, so you push the ink into your paper, and it's a great way and it's another great way of using your embossing folders. All right, that there is good now to get stuck straight down onto our card base right here, and obviously because you've got the texture on here, it feels like you've done something. Okay, so I'm going to use a bit, because I've got the embossing on this, I am just going to use a bit of our stamp and seal as well. This gives some instant, if I can get it to go, instant stick on these lower parts. I am going to be using glue as well, but these just give some instant stick. There we have it. Right, and then I will then just finish that off with some glue around everywhere else, because the rest of it is on flat. It's going to stick down fine. So how many of you have actually tried the letterpress technique before? Is it something you've done before? Is it something you knew about but had forgotten about?
Clearly we don't do it often.
Clearly we don't do it enough, because I can't remember how it's done. But
it's good to try.
But it is a good technique. It's one of those ones to definitely have on your back burner, just to just think, oh, I want to do something different with my embossing folders. It's definitely a technique which just shows off a little bit. Okay, and yeah, switch is great. And you can see then, because I've used the tape on the bottom, I've got an instant stick straight away all the way around that, and there none of it is sticking up. And again, I'll show you why I did it that way on the original at the end when I show you the comparison project. Alright, so even on its own, it looks great like that. And we are pretty much just going to leave it like this, but I'm going to pop a sentiment and I'm going to do a little bit of stamping of some birds, and then that's like that card completed. So it's very, very simple. So, I'm really not prepared tonight, am I? Because I need some scrap paper. Let me see if I've got some scrap paper. I'd rather not use that paper, use a whole piece. Thank you very much. So I'm just going to take off our... I think that might be free actually. So I'm just going to take out some scrap basic white. And what I'm going to be using is I'm going to be using the tailor-made tag dies. And I'm going to use... Yeah, I use that one there. I'm going to use the largest tailor-made tag die. So not something I would normally go to for a sentiment on a card, again because you think they are tags, so why would I use them for a card? Well, you can. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to die cut this now. So I'm going to bring my machine back in, pop the correct plates back in once again. And I'm just going to cut this out. I don't need all of it, so I'm not fussed at the fact that it's overlapping on one side because it's this side here which I'm interested in. I can't believe I'm on 2 already. I felt I was so organised as well, but obviously not. So that's that one there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the sentiments from the, where is it? Sunny Sentiments stamp sets. Let's make myself some blocks. And I'm going to use Hoping Your Birthday is Filled with All the Best Things. So this is a stamp set, which again I think is very... these types of cards I think can be very male orientated as well. I think because of the style. So I think it works well for a male card. And we just do a normal kind of happy birthday sentiment on this one here. I'm just going to use Memento.
Ooh, we haven't shown them.
We haven't. They are over there.
Where?
I think they're up the top, aren't they? With the card. And I'm just going to do this over here, and I'm just going to then stamp this. Down like that. And then we've got a nice sentiment there. Hope your birthday is filled with all the best things. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to then cut this off like that to create a banner, just like so. So I've not used the whole sentiment, all right? And then that is going to then get put on the side just like this here. So we're not covering up the whole thing, but the whole sentiment is just this. I've got a bit of glue on my table, just need to get rid of that. Sorry, that's going to annoy me, it needs to go. That's it. So that's going to go like that. I will need a little bit of ribbon, and the ribbon I'm going to be using is some of this Misty Moonlight cotton ribbon. So this one here is not retiring just yet because this is actually in the mini catalogue. So this will be this ribbon is available, even though the colour is retiring. The ribbon itself won't be retiring until June, and this comes in the combo pack here with this petal pink ribbon. So it comes the two together, which are a really, really nice ribbon pack. So I'm going to go a little bit here. Need to make it big enough that it can be seen both sides of the sentiment, so that's going to go like that. And we'll just cut that off. Like so. And then I will use a little bit of tear and tape. It says if you can get to it. Yeah. A little bit of tear and tape, and then what we would do is how I attach my ribbons is that's going to be here, so I can pop my tear and tape behind at the back like that. I can remove the backing paper on this one, and then we can then stick this like so. So we'll make it just a little bit bigger. So I'll just go loose around my fingers like so. The tails will go in the middle. We'll just gently pull this in. So I knew this would be the case. When I did the prototype this morning, this went swimmingly. And now I'm all fingers and thumbs. So that's that. Kind of pinch in the middle. You kind of just want a bit of a cluster, really, and that's going to go over like that. And that there is going to go like that. So it's just a mess of a ribbon basically, but it goes behind. That is a little bit too much. I'm just going to take it off. Is
that how to use up your ribbon?
What, make a mess?
No, as in like if you got loads of ribbon.
It's about too much. Don't like it. So we'll go like that. That's a bit better. There's less of it. We've got two loops at the top, and then one at the bottom down there.
2 loops, baby.
Okay, and that's a bit better. That's a bit tidier. That goes on down like that. That one there, I think we can then have more come down like that. And that's why I like using tear and tape on this, because it is then repositionable, but it sticks and it is repositionable, and then you can then stick this on top here with using some dimensionals. So I'm just going to use some large dimensionals if I can find them. Is here. Okay, I've got some offcuts, so I'll just use these ones up.
Are you frozen?
I have frozen. Oh dear. Can you see us? It's our. Let me just see. Just bear with us one moment. If you can if the feed's still going, I think hopefully that's still there. I'll just reconnect my camera again. So just bear with me one moment. Okay, right. So you can hear us. Just bear with us. You don't want to see me. I'm just going to go to a black square. No, well, you can see us. I'm just going to just bear with me one moment. Let's disconnect and let's log that back in again.
Oh, did the camera go?
Yeah, the camera stopped working. Just bear with us one moment.
I've got Suki
Um,
just saw myself wait.
Just please bear with us one moment. I'm just going to go to a black screen. Bear with me. Bear with me.
There's more names now that you're not demonstrating.
We are still here, but for some reason we've just lost the feed to the actual camera down, so bear with us. Bear with, bear with. At least we haven't lost the feed completely. That's a start.
What techniques?
Let's go on to a backup here. Nearly there. Sorry, guys. Let's try another way, shall we?
Daily crafts. Crafting in the dark, new concept.
Right. Okay, so hopefully you should just bear with me one moment. What I've had to do is just change cameras. But I just need to get this mounted correctly. Sorry about the wobbles here. There we go. We are in. See, I knew there was a reason I didn't get rid of that camera, Jack. Okay, so there we go. We are back. So sorry about that one there. Fortunately, we had a spare. We have a second camera, which I've just had to swap out. For some reason, it just stopped working completely. But like I say, it's better than losing the entire feed and it's not having to do anything. So you saw where I was up to with the ribbon. You saw I started to pop the sentiment on this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start popping some sentiments around, some dimensionals. Now I just need to be aware that there's a ribbon in the middle, so I don't want to pop dimensionals in the middle. So I've got one dimensional over here and I'll do one here as well on the opposite side. See, just when I knew I was trying to do 3 cards tonight, it's just playing up, isn't it? And then we're popping that on over the top, which then covers up those bits here. And then we will then take the birds from the stamp sets, which I'm going to be using the Mounting Air one, because I think these birds in this one are absolutely lovely. And I'm just going to grab myself a tiny block. Okay, and then I'm just going to stamp these around. I'm kind of going to go some down the bottom down there, some up there, and then one up there. And I think that just adds a nice, nice little finish to that card, just stamping those birds like that. Okay, so that there is card number 1 completed. I will show you the original. The original is this one right here. used a different paper. Okay, so this is the letterpress technique on this one, and this was on where I'm using the emboss side, and then what I've done is I've used a blending brush to go round to then highlight the details. I actually think I like this one right here because it shows up, it's a little bit cleaner as well, and the details goes into it. You can see the difference between the two, like that and like that. But there we have it, 2 different papers. I think this one here, actually I think this is my new favourite because I just think I like this nice sunset scene, which I think is really pretty, but it works well with the others as well. I just picked one which had more of a green at the bottom, so it worked well with the trees. Alright, so that there is card number 1 completed for you. So good.
Well done, Bob.
Lovely, thank you. So we will move on to card number 2, which is actually going to be a card which is utilising the offcut, which was this one right here. I'm going to be doing the same thing, so I'm going to be using that letterpress technique, and I'm going to be using a darker ink. So Jay has kindly given me some of the Shaded Spruce and Evening Evergreen. I reckon an Evening Evergreen. Did I say Even Evergreen? Evening Evergreen. And I'm going to go with that one. So it's a darker ink. So previously I've used Just Jade, which is a retiring ink. So that one there was quite a light colour. So we're going to go with the Evening Evergreen. I will do the same thing. There's bits of that. I'm not worried about too much about the stuff being on here. I'm not. It's not good. If this was a lighter ink, I was going into a darker ink, then I would be worried about the contamination. But I'm not when it's the other way round. I can hear Jay go. Alright, so we will pop that down like that. I just need to use the dauber again just to fill in the bits in between, because they are set back, pushing it in. It's kind of a 3D, so there's several layers to it. It's not hitting those ones which are a little bit further back. So again, I don't need as much as what nowhere near as much as what I've gone and done here, but it's kind of the size of the paper, and it gives me a little bit of a play around. And I'm going over some of the harsher bits with the dauber just to diffuse it a little bit, so that it just tones it down just a fraction. So I've got a nice coverage of ink right here, and then what I can do is I can then choose where I want to stick this again. So
can you do it slightly higher?
I can go slightly higher. Yeah. So what, like that?
The trees up on the sky.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Alright, so yeah, we're going to go higher. We're going to go with this set of trees right here. And then I'm just going to make sure I've got that straight as possible. And once I'm happy, push and commit. Okay, so you've got to make sure now you hold on to this, because if you move it, it's already started to transfer the ink onto this. So if you move it, you're going to get an odd. It's going to move. Okay, basically, as simple as. So I'm holding onto this firmly. Bring over my machine.
It's going to get windy.
Yeah, it would get windy. That's what we always say when something goes wrong with the trees. It was just a windy day. I'll never forget that card I made. You have to go back. I think, I don't know, to see whether or not I can get Jay to find it, because it's quite funny. It was done a couple of years ago, and I made this card, and I did something, and I think I was using the Stamparatus.
What tree was it?
And it moved when I was doing it, so it ended up being blurry. And I said it was just a windy day, and ever since then, whenever the trees go wrong, it's just windy. That's all it is. I think it was from Nature's something. It was that double stamp set.
Oh yes,
Rooted in Nature. That's it. It's a lovely card. I'm really, really happy with the card, which is why I went with it still, because even with the windy trees, it was still pretty.
Tree on a windy day.
Okay, so we've gone with a darker ink, and we will then take that one off, and you can instantly see there that we have got more detail on that tree straight away. And we've gone higher up, so it now looks like the trees. We've got these hills in the background, and then we've got our trees right here. So you can have a play around with this. just obviously make sure obviously you clean this thoroughly before you then reuse it again, and make sure it is dry. And we'll just run this under the sink and just leave it to dry, air dry, pat it dry, and then let it air dry properly and pack it away. So that there is this one, which kind of probably now throws out my colour combination, because I was using Just Jade and I was going to be using Just Jade as a side, but it may need to move to Evening Evergreen, but we will see.
We can still use Just Jade.
We will still use Just Jade, shall we?
Oh, nice.
Okay, so I've got myself a bit of Just Jade right here. I'm going to cut this to the full size of the card. So I haven't cut my card base yet, but we know we cut our card bases to 14.6. So I'm just going to do that and cut this to 14.6. I want it to be the same height as my card base. Got myself a bit of Just Jade here. Same again, I'm going to cut this to 14.6, which is 5 3/4. Again, same height as the card, and I'm just going to cut myself some half-inch strips. I'm just going to stick these either side as kind of as a layer. All right. So half-inch strips are usually quite good. It gives you a little bit of glue room, because we're going to stick these both sides like this. All right. So just going to use some glue, and we'll just pop some glue down one side, and then we will then just stick that on like that. Just giving us our mat and layer right there, and do that on both sides. So just equal distance like that. So this is a good way of you doing a mat and layer with this without having to use up a whole piece of paper underneath. I could have done, but then you're just wasting that. So half-inch strips or centimetre and a half strips is sufficient for you. All right, and that there is that piece. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to stick this to my card base. So I'm going to grab my card base. Oopsie daisy.
Who's missing it? Can you just remind Angelina what embossing folder you're working with?
The embossing folder I am working with, Angelina, it's retiring. And it is the Evergreen Forest embossing 3D embossing folder. That one right there. Okay. Product number for that one there, if you're interested, is 15357. Let's just bring that up a little bit. 153576 is the product number for that one there. All right. I'm going to be using Misty Moonlight for my card base. So you can see the theme of this evening is use up all our retired paper. Retired inks, just use up everything which is retiring, and obviously if you like it,
but sharing a technique.
But sharing techniques. So if you, it doesn't, obviously it is dependent on the paper, this one, but the technique isn't. So if you've got some other papers which are suitable, you can make your own backgrounds as well. You could do this and make your own landscape backgrounds and do this technique on it as well. So this is definitely something which can be, doesn't matter if the product is retiring. I'm just using the retiring stuff, and that's going to go over like so. All right. What we will also need to do is I'm just going to need to do the sentiment. So the sentiment I've decided to use, remember, is going to be from the Waves of Inspiration, and I'm going to use the Happy Birthday right here. Make sure my bird goes in. I'm actually probably not going to use the bird on that one. I'm going to carry on using the birds from the Mountain Air stamp set, and I'm just going to pop this one on a block. So I just need to get myself a suitable block for this one. That one on there. And I'm going to use the die. Now I think I like this one because it's a nice size sentiment and it's got this lovely die which comes with the waves dies, which works perfectly with this particular one. So I'm just going to cut myself a bit out here so it goes through. It's just easy to go through the machine, and I will. Now I haven't got any tape with me, so yes I do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp first and then I will die cut. So ink up my happy birthday, pop that in there like so. I'll grab my tape for sticking. I'm going to bring over the die cutting machine once again. Problem is my plate's flown everywhere, so I dropped my plates. Right, so this is just back to our regular die cutting here now. So I'm going to pop this in like so. So, got that like that. Fortunately, I didn't need the tape to stick it down. It was fine as it was. I can't believe I'm using twine again on this one here. You know what pickle I got into on the last one. Why do I do it to myself on live videos? Fortunately, the third card is really, really easy. Okay, so that's that one right here, and then this one will then go over like that. The twine I'm going to use is the linen thread, so not twine, it's linen thread, and we will then just do the same thing as what I did with the ribbon. Now this one here is probably going to be a little bit easier to work with. So same thing, wrap it around your finger a few times and then we will then just snip that off, and then that one there will pinch it in the middle, and then that's going to go like that and then over the top like so. Alright, but I want to do something else to this because I don't like the fact that we've got a plain cardstock. So I'm just going to add a little bit of detail. So we've got the Plenty of Patterns decorative masks right here, which are really, really pretty. And I'm just going to take these out. So you've got 4 designs in here. You've got this one, which gives you 4 different designs. So you can go around and you can do some nice little effects with that one. You've got this one right here, another nice design. You've got this one's like flowers, another nice one, and you've got this one here which is your lines and your abstracty kind of background. So this is the one I'm going to use. I'm going to go tone on tone. So I'm going to be using the Misty Moonlight, and I'm just going to grab a blending brush and a piece of scrap paper, and I'm just going to pop this down like so. I'm just going to hold this in as best as possible. I'm just going to pick up some ink. So I've got I've got this like this. Pick up some ink with my blending brush and then hold this in place, and I'm just going to randomly, I'm just going to go around. Some of it's going to be stronger, some of it will be lighter, and I'm just going to go over this background here like that, and I'm just going to then just hold it in place, and I'm going to do it over this side. Some of it's going to be patchy, but that is perfectly fine. And we go in So at the moment, it doesn't look like I'm doing anything at all. But we will have a little peek. So I'm holding it still, but as I bring this up, can you see then it's then added some details to the back of that one. So, and that's fine, and it's patchy, and I'm absolutely fine with that one, because I didn't want it being too much. So I'm going to do some darker areas. And that's it. So we remove that stencil, and then you can see then we have now added some detail to that background. All right, and like I say, you can see where I've kind of put some of the darker ink. Pop that to one side. So that's something else which is going to need to go in the wash at the end as well, just to get any of the excess ink off of that stencil. But that's just added some detail to that particular card. So what we can now do is I can now stick this down where I was going to have it, like that. But then we've got that detail at the back. So it just added a little bit of interest to what would ordinarily be a plain card. So use those stencils if you've got them. Now again, theme of tonight, those stencils are also, I think, no, are they retiring, Jay? I haven't put a sticker on them, but I didn't check those. I think they are.
I haven't seen it in the catalog. Or shall I look at the retiring? But is that from the mini?
Oh, they could be. Are they in the mini? Aren't they? So we've gone like that. Stuck that down flat, Tommy. Which is why we've got the. It was the same height as the card, like that. All right. So now we can do what I said I was going to do. I will grab my tear and tape once again, like I did earlier on. So a little bit here. Work out where I'm going to pop my sentiment, which is going to be like that, and then pop my tear and tape down as my anchor for my for the linen thread. Take that off.
Tommy was like, "Oh my goodness, Barry, you're not using a white card base. So yay, good for you."
I know. You know what? When I actually did cut a white card base for this when I was designing this morning, and I thought, you know what? No, let's go with a coloured card base. And again, this twine, this Baker's twine, linen thread, was my friend this morning.
Is it not anymore?
It's not anymore. There we go. Okay, and then that will then go over the top like that. So we will use some mini dimensionals on this one here. Either side again, because I'm not going to pop them in the middle because of the twine, the linen thread. Tommy, you can't sit on me.
Tommy.
Tommy is really wanting some attention right now. Okay, so just leave him for a moment.
Well, the girls aren't on me now.
He's gonna. I think Tommy might give you an appearance in a second if I allow him to. He's really edging himself onto me. No. That's it. And that there is that one. He's literally right here. See? He's right on my lap right now, trying to sneak onto me. So no, Tommy, you can't sit there.
Come on.
All right, and look, Tommy.
Come on.
Thank you very much.
Oi.
Oh.
You heavy.
And then we will finish this off with those lovely birds from the mountain air, and we will then go with up here, and then we will then go
everyone's saying hello to me. Look at this.
up there like that. What do you think? Up there, I think
I
it's...
love the mix of the geometric against the nature.
Yes, I'm pleased you like that works. I just needed something in the background. I just think, yeah, I think it is a little bit, the obviously the nature and the geometric is a little bit of a random thing, but I think it works.
Yeah.
So that there is card number 2. So if you missed the beginning, we are actually doing 3 cards this evening. So these are the 2 cards which we have made so far. And now I'm just going to do, and that's what you see me using. Can you see the difference there with the lighter and the darker ink? So that was just Jade, and this was Evening Evergreen, and you can see the difference there which that gives you. All right, so that there is 2 cards done. So just give me a second just to reset myself for a moment, because I'm in a right pickle right here. I'm in a right mess.
Whilst you're doing that, I can do an ad break.
Okay, Jay's just going to talk to you through something for a moment, so I just need to just give myself a bit of...
So in the month of, what are we now? April. It's the last chance products promo from Stampin Up, and you can save up to 50% off on selected stamps and dies and bunches. So check it out on our website. So these ones on the screen are some of the dies and bunches that's got 50% off, and the next one are some of the stamps as well. So again, they're only available while supplies last, so if there's any in your wish list that you still haven't got, do grab them before they are gone. So that is the last chance products promotion from Stampin Up. So where are you now? Jay. There we go. Barry's still.
I'm still tidying. Jay was trying to do that, but obviously what he didn't realise is he was standing right in the way of where I actually needed to be to tidy up, so I couldn't really do anything to actually get there because...
You could have pushed me and I would have given you a look.
Yes. That's fine. Alright, so just move my brushes out of the way. I'm just more concerned about ink going everywhere. So what we're going to do now is I'm just going to just still give myself a little bit of room.
Yeah.
What we're going to do now is I'm going to use this paper right here. I'm going to be using, Tammy, I'm going to be using, oh, where is it? Did I not bring it over either?
What you need?
I need thick cardstock. Have I got it here?
It's on the floor.
Is it on the floor?
It's on the floor.
Where it should have been. It should have been in my hands. It should have been in that pile.
What number is that?
But have you been playing with thick cardstock today?
No.
No.
I didn't even move that there.
Whatevs. He's sabotaging me. So I'm going to cut a card base here. I'm actually going to be covering this whole card base. So, but I just needed, I'm just going to use white because I am going to be covering this up. So remember, we're going to do that to our normal. Going to do this here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using, so the paper which I've used on the second card, I'm going to be using the back side of this one right here. So I'm going to cut this to exactly the same size. So this is going to be 10.5. Just need to decide. Let's go with that one that way. So 10.5 by 14.6. And then we will then stick that straight down onto the card base. Okay. So I'm going to fold and burnish that. And then that one there is then just going to get stuck straight down onto the card base. I suppose I could have used the coordinating colour because it's a very pink card, and then had maybe a border around it. That might have worked, but you know what, I didn't. And I suppose if I'd really thought I'd cut that differently as well, this strip here I could have had the back, which then I could have made another card like I did, which I've just got the second card I've just gone and done. But I wanted to have more of this pattern on it. Okay, so that there is just going to be the whole thing, which is very unlike me to do a card like this. I normally don't like doing this, but it works. Okay, and then I've got this paper right here, which is that start, which I said was that very kind of galaxy style one. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to just cut this to 7.5 centimeters. So I'm just going to just even this up and cut that to 7.5 centimeters. So I've just taken a sliver off. So 7.5, 8.5, 9.5, 10.5. So it's 3 centimeters shorter than this. So I'm going to make sure I go 3 centimeters shorter on this way here. So 14, 6, 12, so 13, 12, and 11. So I always go equal distances. Okay, and then that's going to get put on like that one right there. If anything, does that okay? It is. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some black, which I have got some black cardstock right here. Just bear with me whilst I've got some scraps, just to make sure I get a scrap which is big enough. That one there works. Tommy, why do you have to sit on the paper? Alright, so 7.5 is what I took that to, so I'm going to go 3 millimeters bigger, so 7.5, which will take me to 7.8. So which is 1/8 of an inch basically. And that one there was 11.6, so I'm going to take that to 11.9. So I've basically gone 3 millimeters or 1/8 of an inch bigger than my designer series paper. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stick that down straight away onto that bit. So we are actually nearly finished. So like I say, this is a very, very simple card. And this will be the one which we will be giving away on Wednesday. So but we will be doing a draw for 2 cards this evening. So we'll be picking 2 names tonight. Okay, so you've got double chance to win. So just going to stick that down like so. Good. All right. So I have also got our Memento ink pad is a little bit dry. Now we could always re-ink it, but I'm going to be using the Stamparatus here because it's something I haven't used for a while, and it works well with this technique. It works well for this. If you've got an ink pad which is maybe a little bit not as juicy as it could be, because if I stamp it once, it's going to come out a little. It's not going to be strong enough, and because I'm going to be popping this onto some designer series paper, I really want it to pop. So using your Stamparatus is definitely a way to make sure this does pop off the page, because you can over stamp it. So I'm going to pop it in like that. I've already gone ahead and positioned my stamp on my stamping platform here, and I'm just going to pop a magnet down just to secure that in place. I'm just going to ink this up. Okay, and then I'm going to then bring that over. And you can see there, now you can see that there is not as strong as it could be. Okay, so with the Stamparatus, perfect for doing this. You ink up one more time, and because nothing has moved, you can then go over again, and then you intensify. I can go again.
Intensify. Love it.
And we do this as many times as needed to really make that hello pop off of the page. You can do so many different techniques like this. You could do something, you could do embossing and do this with, you could, because you're always going to go up into the corner, you can do something and then you can then be using Versamark, and you could then go down, emboss it once, and then you could go over again with some more Versamark, and then do another double embossing, and then a triple embossing. There's so many different techniques which you can use with the Stamparatus and the stamping platform. Can you see what's happening there? It's, I think even now, just at the distance which you got, I had to bring it up to you earlier on to show you how it wasn't as strong as I wanted it to be. But this is just a tool which allows you to do stuff, and I'm happy with that now. And can you see there how that has just really filled that in quite nicely, and you haven't got any problems with the designer series paper in the background. So I will take that off later on, but I'm just popping a bit of paper in there just to keep my machine, the Stamparatus, clean. But that there, you can do lots of different techniques. And our Stamparatus, I love our Stamparatus. I don't use it as often as I should do, but I do like it. It's definitely a tool which comes in handy. It has its moments, but it's also good for people who have either got dexterity problems, shakes. I know there was we used to have a lady that had the shakes, didn't she? And things like that helped her out because
So we brought it to class.
Yeah.
Time, didn't we?
We did, so she could stamp perfectly because of her hands not being steady enough. So it's definitely having it, and it has got other features to it, which make it stand out. So you can probably just see now I popped some dimensionals on the back. I'm just going to then center this in here, just like that, and voila, we are done.
Amazing.
And that there is tonight's third card. So we had done 3 cards for you this evening. We have had 1, 2 and 3, all using the New Horizons Designer Series paper. So if you would like to win this card right here, we will be picking a winner for you in a moment. If you'd like to win this one right here, we would also be picking a winner in a moment. If you'd like to win this one here, do come back and leave us a comment in the normal area, and then we'll be picking a winner for this one here on Wednesday. So I'm just going to wait for Jay just to come over.
Yeah, there's a couple of names.
Jay's just popping in some last minute names, so keep him busy. That's good. So yeah, so what did you think? Let me know. Did you enjoy that? Was that nice? Sorry about the technical issue in between, but fortunately it was good that we didn't actually lose the feed, which was great.
Amazing.
So I'm just going to take everyone's names there. So was Maureen the last name you popped in?
Yes. Oh, there's a new one.
Oh no, there's a new name going in.
Donna.
Donna, okay, Donna, you are in the draw.
I think that's everyone.
Excellent, good.
So yes, great job, Barry. And don't forget, the tutorial from the Global Creative Project is actually using the this paper, or the suite, the On the Horizon suite, which most of the projects actually use the New Horizons paper. And my project, I used one piece of 6x6 and created 2 cards, but only demonstrated one, but gave you the inspiration for the second. So and I did on the chat, I mentioned about the Stella birthday. That would look amazing with that works well with the paper.
It does, yeah.
And even some of the actual paper, you don't have to use it as horizons. I was thinking one of the you can turn it on its side and have it as a kind of like just a abstract looking painting that looks quite nice. So whilst Paris doing the thing, quickly share with you 2 more or 3 more cards from our Waves of the Ocean online craft retreat. So this one was the fancy fold that Barry created and demonstrated, and this one was from the technique class that we did with the Waves of the Ocean. So you can revisit the retreat and you can book that on our website still.
Yeah, I just realised that it's not for some reason going to allow me to screen share, because when we lost our cameras, we obviously lost our screen
Oh, did you
share.
lose this? the
And
screen
it's
as well.
not coming back as well, and obviously, and I can't reset.
Shall I take a picture of the
Yeah.
screen when we do it?
Let me just see whether or not I can get this up another way for you.
Because I can just show the once I've taken a picture.
Yeah. We've got all of your names right here, so don't worry. We will do. We're going to do it right now. So,
Yes.
Is there any last-minute names in there which you can see which need to be added?
Bloomfield Stampin Club, Caroline Pendleton as well.
Okay, just add in the last couple of names, and Jay will do a screenshot, and
I will share on the video.
Yeah.
Now. Are we doing 2?
we are doing 2.
Okay. So the first one.
Okay, so the first one is going to be
Which card?
which is going to be this card right here is going to be the one which we're going to be giving away. So the winner is
and the winner is did it actually do? Yay!
Seal. Congratulations there, Seal. That one there is going to be working its way over to you. So if you could please email us at barryandjay@mitosucrafts.com, and we will pop this card to you in the post. Remember to pop today's date, the 10th of April. I just need to remember what month we are. 10th of April 2022 in the subject line and your full mailing address. Now, bonus time. It's a shame that we can't do this live feed, but we're going to do it again. We're going to give away this card right here.
Can I do it on my phone instead? Oh no, I need to copy and paste it. I'm not connected to your thing.
Have you got Switcher on your phone? Did you download Switcher?
No, I haven't.
No, okay. You can't do it then.
No, I meant just go on the website.
No. Okay, and the next winner is going to be for this one right here. Is it going to be a double whammy for you, Seal? We have Donna. So the last name, one of the last names to go in. Oh,
I will just show you. Ooh.
Oh.
Sneak peek of next week's project. So this one was the second one, and it was Donna.
Donna.
Ooh. Yeah, it doesn't save it. That one's the first one, but it was Donna, the second one.
Donna, if you would please also email us, barryandjay@mitosucrafts.com. We will pop that card in the post to you as well. We send worldwide, so do not worry about where you are. If you'd like it, we will send it to you. So, congratulations there.
Tommy's on the loose.
We have...
Inkpad. He nearly stepped on it.
I'd left an open ink pad around, and he nearly stepped on the evening evergreen. So, oh my god, why is he doing this? Sorry. He was just going to knock everything over. Cats.
Come on.
Congratulations there, Donna, and congratulations there, Seal. Please email us, barryandjay@mitosucrafts.com, and we will send that one out to you. So,
Suki's
well
there.
done. So, yeah, so we've got Suki on the chair over there. We have got Minnie fast asleep in the box right here. And
Tommy's here.
Tommy's here, wanting lots of attention.
Thanks so much, everyone, for staying and joining us. And yes, congratulations to Seal and Donna.
Yes.
And do come back and pop in another comment on the actual video for a chance to win the third card.
Lovely. Yes. So this one right here will be given away on Wednesday evening. So thank you all so much for joining us. We will be back with you again very soon, and see you in a few days' time.
Cool.
Have a good
Take
day.
care,
See you later.
everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.